All right, when negotiating to buy a home, a lot of buyers can get overwhelmed by the number of things they need to read and comprehend within their contract. And if you've ever bought or sold a home before, you know the financial details are much more complex than just the listing price. From home and occupancy inspections to agent fees and home appraisals and everything in between, both buyers and sellers hold financial responsibility for transaction expenses as well as closing costs. And whether you're a first-time home buyer or a seasoned homeowner, there are many costs to factor in when you are shopping for or selling a home. So today, let's discuss the 10 biggest transaction expenses associated within a real estate purchase. Let's start with the biggest one. Number one, who pays the real estate commission? Simply put, sellers generally pay the real estate commission for a real estate purchase. And commission prices may vary depending on a lot of factors. But typically, as the seller, you can expect to pay anywhere between 4 and 8% of the sales price as part of the real estate commission. This commission is then paid to the listing agent, who then shares roughly half of the commission with the buyer's agent. So, for example, if you, as the seller, sell your home for $200,000, a full-service real estate commission can cost you anywhere between $8,000 and $16,000. Number two. All right, so who pays escrow fees? Before we do that, let's back up for a second. What exactly are escrow fees? Escrow fees cover the services of an independent third party whose responsibility is to conduct the closing and management of your funds during the transaction. Escrow fees are typically split 50-50 between both the buyer and the seller. So how much does it all cost? Usually, escrow fees cost roughly 1% of the purchase price. So if we're using our previous example, on a $200,000 home purchase, that's $1,000 for the seller and $1,000 for the buyer, equaling 1% of the sales price, which would be $2,000. Note, this does not include the actual money being held in the escrow account for closing. This is just the fee for the escrow company's services. Number three, who's responsible for the home inspection? As you can imagine, the buyer pays for the home inspection if they choose to conduct one. The average cost of a home inspection can vary, ranging anywhere from $500 to $2,000, depending on the detail and scope of inspection work. Now, in some situations, a seller may decide to do a pre-inspection for a better sense of what the buyer's inspector may find and try to make the necessary repairs before listing. Number four, who pays for the appraisal? So, buyers are responsible for the cost of the home appraisal, which is usually required by their lender, assuming you, as the buyer, will be taking out a mortgage to purchase the home. Now, even if it isn't required, buyers sometimes complete appraisals for peace of mind so they can rest assured they are making a smart investment and not overpaying. The average cost of a home appraisal nationally runs anywhere between $300 and $500 on average. Number five, who is financially responsible for a land survey? More often than not, the home buyer pays for a land survey if they request one. Considered due diligence, much like a home inspection, a land survey lets the buyer know the details of the exact property they are purchasing, including property boundaries, fencing, easements, and encroachments. The average cost of a land survey is roughly $550 nationally, but can vary depending on the property's size, shape, and location. Number six, who pays for title insurance? This one's pretty simple. Both the buyer and the seller both pay for title insurance, but each type is slightly different. The seller pays the title insurance coverage for the buyer, and the buyer pays the title insurance policy for their lender. In general, title insurance ensures the home is free and clear and that no third party has an unknown claim to the property. Number seven, how about owner's title insurance? So owner's title insurance provides protection so that no one else can claim ownership over the property from a prior dispute. For example, a lien from a contractor. It's important for the buyer to have owner's title insurance because it protects you as the buyer from any legal or financial damages if another party were to try and claim ownership over the home in the future. The average cost here can run you as the buyer anywhere between $1,000 and $4,000 depending on the scope and coverage. Number eight, who pays for the lender's title insurance? Sorry buyers, this is another expense on your end. The lender's title insurance is paid for by the buyer and it protects the lender's financial investment in the home. Lender's title insurance is usually required for any buyer using traditional lending and purchasing a home with a mortgage. This coverage remains until your loan is either refinanced with another lender or is officially paid off. The average cost of lender's title insurance coverage costs anywhere between $500 and $1,000. Number 9, who pays for a home warranty? Now, depending on the contract, the financial responsibility for purchasing a home warranty can either be the buyer or the seller, depending on what is stated as part of the real estate purchase. In some instances, a seller may offer to pay for a home warranty as an incentive to attract buyers. But again, this is all home specific and situationally different in each transaction. Offering a home warranty can give the buyer a certain assurance that they won't have to pay for any huge repair bills soon after moving in, and most home warranty policies are good for 1 year. Most home warranties typically cover the home's major systems like plumbing, electrical, and appliances. The average cost of a standard home warranty is generally a one-time cost ranging anywhere between $300 and $800 for 1 year of warranty coverage. Number 10, who pays real estate transfer taxes? All right, finally the buyers get a little financial relief here as the seller is responsible for paying any real estate transfer taxes. Real estate transfer taxes are taxes which are charged when the title for the home is transferred from the old owner to the new owner. Transfer taxes can be levied by a city, county, state, or a combination of all three. So what's the average cost? Transfer taxes cost vary dramatically in different parts of the country and can even vary from city to nearby suburbs. And rates can fluctuate over time based on levies and tax rate changes. In some areas, transfer taxes may only apply to homes sold over a particular price point. But again, these taxes are designed by multiple municipalities, making the tax breaks specific to each small region, and it's difficult to summarize this at scale. I'll catch you guys next time.